Good evening, Neos people. Today I want to talk with you about a subject that is very often discussed and asked multiple times by beginners, is the subject of finding a certain package or extension for Neos. So recently I was browsing our Discuss forum, and there was this post from Thomas asking about why there is no News plugin for Neos. And the answer that usually people who are more experienced with Neos give is that it's so easy to create your custom node types for rendering your blog or your news content that you really don't need an extension for this. And that's a bold claim, which people usually don't believe so easily. So today I want to try to prove it to you that it is indeed easier to compose your solution from smaller components, to build it from scratch, rather than using a ready-made package. When I was starting with web development, I used the Typo 3 CMS, and there was this great extension called News, and it's really a really advanced thing. As you can see from its documentation, it has a lot of powers, a lot of flexibility, but with such a gigantic solution, you often start with something and you can get going pretty quickly, but when you want to do things exactly how you want them to do, it takes more and more time to customize this package, to learn its API, to learn all these crazy configurations that it provides. So in the long run, it often takes more time to do that rather than doing something custom made for your needs of your project. So with Neos, on the contrary, you can't grab a ready-made package and just with a few clicks get a ready result. First, you would need to understand how the content repository in Neos works, the idea of node types, then how to render them with Fusion, and that takes a while to master. Usually a few weeks of time invested is needed into this to get a basic understanding. But that's the way things are with Neos, that before you can get ready results, you must invest into learning the tool, and then the tool starts working for you. So I want to show you how easy it is today to actually create your own custom blog content types, and let's use the Fusion BP demo site that I have, and let's start. The first thing you need is to analyze what kind of data structure you would need for your blog or for your news. And let's I'll be doing some live coding, so that will take some time. So let's imagine I'm building a simple news list on a website where there's a teaser on the front page which links to a dedicated article on a separate page.
And let's just let's use the namespace of the package, and let's call the type news. We have to inherit from content, I think like this, and from document. So when we want no time to have a dedicated URL that you can browse. You have to inherit from a document, no time. So we'll just have some label for backend, stuff like like this, and some properties. Let's have a title, and I don't remember how it works. UI, need a placeholder for inline editing, and we also need a teaser, and body text would work as child nodes, so we need a content collection for that. Child nodes, name, type. Actually wondering if I remember by heart how to deal with this stuff, because I'm a copy-paste guy. I don't embarrass myself too much with this coding.
So this should be enough. Now we have a node type, and it's pretty basic for now. It has a title, has a teaser field, and a main content collection for the body of the news. Now we would need to render it somehow, and let's create a Fusion file for this. News and Fusion. We have some magic in this package. It automatically generate some prototypes for us. I will not go into details how that works here, but you can just learn it yourself. So what do we actually need? Let's, for let's create a template. And it would go like this. H1 title and teaser and main content collection would go here. Okay, so far so good. So let's define a few editable fields for title and one for teaser, and for main we'd have a content collection. We don't define template path in this example because it should work magically. Okay, let's see if that worked out. Oh god. I screwed up somewhere. Alrighty. Let's just create some folder. Let it be a shortcut where I'll store all the news articles. We can think about it later, how to better organize them. Okay. Yes, another screw up. I need to format these fields so they're not escaped. Okay, so you see right away I can edit the title. I can add some teaser. I can add some content inside. Well, I don't have any content node types for now. We create one more news article like this. I'll just copy it for now. Second news. Okay. And now we already have 2 news articles. Let's output them on the front page. Front page is rendered by this root component. No, actually it's not the best example because this demo site has a lot of magic to this. So we will if we go on the front page, we would render the news list somewhere maybe after this first slide. Okay, so here it goes. We have this cover HTML. Let's put it right here. Let's say latest news. And format row. Done. Alright. Now let's just test. Just to see that it worked. Okay, the latest news would be here. Now we need to create a news plugin, a news component that would render a list of our news. Let's say news latest dot inclusion latest list. Doesn't matter how to call them, but here I'm just doing it for simplicity. Latest lists. News latest list, and I would use a Fusion collection object to render those this list. So for collection object we need a collection of things. Here's an easy way to. Now we need to get all the news articles on our website, and as we have a dedicated node type for them, that should be pretty easy. We do find and say find me instance of Flowpack Fusion PP news. And that should get me all the news articles there. Now we need to set the item name to node, and this is the variable's name where the current rendering node will be set. And on item renderer, let's just have it like node properties title for now, just to make sure it worked. And now we can take this latest list object and paste it here. Okay. Let's test. Ta-da! You see, it works. So we could consider it done. Let's just go one step from ugliness and make it a bit more usable. So let's render them. Let's create a dedicated object that would render each item in this list. And we say news short.fusion. So I would use news.short as a convention for rendering the teaser view of the news article. Fusion B news.short, and let's use tag. We could use a template object, but I will use tag, and it would be a link. We need to link to a full view of the article. We'd use a node URI object to create a link. Node. So the node context variable here points to the current article being rendered, and for content we would still use title node properties title. Right, and let's just wrap it with some template, like, I don't know, just use short, I don't know, just to serve as an example. Okay, let's give it. And now we need to tell our latest list that we want to use our news short object as a renderer for each item in the list. Let's see if that worked. Yay. Now we can actually link to the full view of each news. So this is basically it for today. This is like not really feature proof extension yet. You would probably want to add some design first, then maybe add more fields like date or categories or an author of a news as a link to some dedicated author node type, and I don't know, add some RSS feed or stuff like that. And when you're doing it for the first time, it will take you a bit of time to learn how to do all of this stuff. But what's cool about this, that once you have done it on some project, you'd be able to do all sorts of custom things without needing to look for extensions and trying to just take some ready-made huge news extension and try to fit it to your needs and stuff like that. So this approach has definitely worked for me, because I've created many websites, and on most of them I needed some sort of news. But on every website there was something special to this news extension that would make it for me just very hard to create something generic that I would later try to fit into a particular use case of a given project. So one thing I created as a helper, I thought, what can I reuse across multiple projects? And this is this listable package that I created a while ago, and I just recently refactored it. So the only difficult thing in Neos is pagination. If you want to do it yourself, and for each project that will be like really hard. So if you have a news archive and you want it to be paginated, I created this paginated collection object for you, which you can use just as any collection. You give it a collection of nodes. It supports Elasticsearch, it supports full query or just row node arrays, and you tell how many items per page you want, just some configuration, and it renders a list of those things with a nice pagination. And also I created a few more convenience objects, like for example this list object. It appends a list title to a list and an archive link to all news. So you could do it manually, but if you have a lot of similar looking lists, I found it really nice to just reuse this logic for giving some list a title and an archive link. There's a standalone pagination object that you can use manually yourself. You see it has a lot of configuration. And also there's this listable collection, which works almost exactly as the Fusion collection that we used in this example, but it has, as a default, it has this content case short item renderer that would automatically find the right item renderer based on the node type's name, which is really cool. Like you can create a list of different nodes of different node types. Like, I don't know, you can have one list of news articles and blog articles mixed up into one stream of content, and each item would automatically decide with what item renderer it should be rendered. So that's quite cool. Anyways, there are many things to explore in this package. I tried to make it as simple and as lean as possible. You see, there is not much API to use. If you know Neos Fusion collection, you already know how to use the listable package. So with this, I wanted to show you that the ideology of Neos, of packages in Neos, is not to do everything for you, but to be like small building blocks that do one thing and do it well. And out of those small building blocks, you can gain the skills to build large, advanced solutions that are tailored to your use case. And for big projects and for little projects, basically for everything I created so far, it worked out great. I never regretted not having a universal news or blog or anything, this sort of content-based packages. So give it a try. There are already multiple examples how to build packages like this. There's the community news package that is built on a previous version of Listable. Yeah, this is it. You can explore how it's supposed to work. If I find some time, I will update it to the latest, to showcase the latest version of Listable. So I hope I was able to convince you to give this philosophy of Neos a try and not be lazy, not be scared by the abundance of stuff that you need to learn at first. Believe me, that's time that you invest now will pay off in large amounts. It definitely did for me. So give it a try and provide your feedback. How did it go? If you have questions, just ping me anywhere on Slack. I'll try to help you get it right. But anyways, just experiment and tell me how it went. I'll be really curious to know. So, see you.